I'm from Ukraine. I study at Sumy State University. So my specialty is international economic relations. That's actually what I do for my part-time job. It's mostly social media and video editing. I used to run my YouTube channel. I did some tutorial videos on software that I taught is mostly video editing, like Sony Vegas, Adobe Premiere Pro. Yeah, I've been doing it for quite a long time until, as I said, 2021. I joined Fiverr. I think that was just video editing. My position is developer advocate. I feel that developer advocate explains it well. So I've been also interested in economics and in geography back at school. It's kind of, so my favorite subject was English. You can have passive income, like if you can do your business. So it's important to know some economics, like even on the household level. And in Ukraine, if you smile at others, it might be strange if you don't know the person. Like in Finland, we are a little bit more restricted, so we tend to enjoy communication with people we know.
Hello and welcome to the Swades Podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
Can you just tell me something about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm from Ukraine. I study at Sumy State University, located in Sumy. It's at the north of Ukraine. So my specialty is international economic relations.
Okay.
It combines both international economics and international relations. That's not a typical major, because usually it's either international economics or international relations, but mine combines both, which means that finance, accounting, marketing, business, as well as some things from international relations, such as diplomacy, politics, public speaking. So that's why the benefit of these specialties that I can choose different path, either proceed in economics or proceed with public relations.
Yeah. So the field that you have chosen, is it by choice that you wanted to go into this field, or how do you end up in
That's a great question. I have many passions. First of all, I'm quite interested in IT field, as well as, to be honest, marketing and social media. Mm-hmm. That's actually what I do for my part-time job. It's mostly social media and video editing stuff. Yeah. Before that, like a few years ago, I from 2015, I think, until 2021, I used to run my YouTube channel.
Really?
Yeah.
And tell me something about that. I mean,
yeah. So I did some tutorial videos on software because actually I liked and I still like teaching people, and this is the field that I felt comfortable in, and I decided to proceed with it. So the software that I taught is mostly video editing, like Sony Vegas, Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe Photoshop. Also some videos on how to create your channel. Basically just tutorial videos. When the person doesn't know how to operate the software, he can just easily find my channel and find all the videos on this channel. And I've been doing it for quite a long time until, as I said, 2021. Then I decided to try a new field in freelance.
Okay.
I joined Fiverr. I did some orders for different clients from Australia, from India, from the United States. Okay. It was mostly I think that was just video editing, because when I was a YouTuber, I used to edit videos and also edit tutorials. So I have some knowledge in that field. Then I was found by one person from the United States. Okay. He is actually from the South America, but he has two companies. He and some shareholders, they do startup in artificial intelligence. So there are many projects, but one of them is AI framework, similar to LangChain Llama Index, but using Java language. Okay. And they were looking for a person who can help them edit videos, promote their product. Okay. My position is developer advocate. It changes, also prompt engineering, developer advocate changes depending on the task I'm assigned, but I feel that developer advocate explains it well. So I'm advocating developers, explaining why the value proposition of their product to the audience so that everybody can understand why the product is useful, how it can be used. Yeah, and that's what I've been doing. So coming back, why I chose the international economic relations. I've been also interested in economics and in geography back at school. Okay. It's kind of, so my favorite subject was English. Yeah.
Okay, that is the first reason maybe? Was the first reason?
It might be like because international relations emphasize English. Yeah. And I knew that my English skills will help me acquire some, proceed with some exchange programs. And that was one of the main reasons, is being able to participate in exchange programs, gain some experience in my fields, in other fields, so that I can make up my mind where I want to live, what job I would like to proceed with. And the second aspect is economics. I wouldn't say that I'm super passionate about economics, but I like it. It's interesting. It's interesting that you can say you can have passive income, like if you can do your business. So it's important to know some economics, even on the household level, so that you can know how to spend your money, how to plan your budget,
basic things.
Basic things, and they indeed help in your life.
Business, for example.
Definitely.
And you already did a great work, for example, going to the Fiverr. Did you find the contact that you mentioned about South, from America, for which you are working from Fiverr? Or
Yeah, he found me on Fiverr, so he just wrote me a message.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we moved to to email conversation after some orders.
Amazing,
Yeah, that's
for example, you are starting with your hobby. You like to do something, and then you kind of learned a lot about that, and you went to a freelancing platform, and then you find a contact at early stage. I mean, you are not that old, for example, to earn money, but you're already doing that, which is an amazing thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's always, would you are you kind of advising our viewers, for example, those who are emerging, youth, for example, going for their professional careers or studying, for example, they might have some hobbies that they can utilize themselves for earning some amount of, money. That can be one way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's it's important to do something yourself, to try to find a job yourself. So even though it's I wouldn't lie, my job is not very well paid. It's a part-time job. It's just something to gain experience and to earn a little money, to buy something in long term.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's important if you're passionate about trying some career, you can try these part-time jobs just to see if it fits you well.
Perfect. Yeah. Good to know that side as well.
Definitely.
Great. Now I want to take you into a little, back home and, understanding your roots, for example.
Yeah.
And it always helps us to understand the human as well. And we are connected,
Yeah, definitely.
So could you share some key historical or cultural aspect from your home country that have significantly influenced your personality, your life, for example, as you are now, for example?
There is a good example. Just recently, I live with two roommates. One is from France. His name is Pierre.
Okay.
The second one is from Finland.
Okay.
His name is Samuli.
Okay.
And with Pierre, we had a peculiar situation. We decided to rent a bike here, two bikes, so that we can travel to national parks. Yeah, and I found a person who rents, leases the bike, and you can have them for rent. Yeah, I contacted him. We came to his house because he has lots of bicycles in his garage. Yeah, and so he has plenty of them.
Okay.
And we needed to choose one.
All right.
And Pierre, my roommate, he just make his mind very quickly. Just this one, red color, fits me well, perfectly. And to be honest, I couldn't do that in a matter of seconds. No, I need to check. Okay, let's try this bike. Let's try the second one. Let's try the third one.
Yeah.
What about the brakes? What about the speed?
The comfort.
Yeah, the
gears,
comfort.
for example.
Yeah, the gears.
Yeah.
Does it work? Everything. Yeah. What about the light? So I need to double check lots of things.
Yeah.
And after we finished, he was, my peer, he told me that he was surprised that you kind of double check so much, that you interested in knowing some things. Like he told me that in France, like at least the region he is from, they would not like care that much if you like lease a bike for leased it for 2 months. So he will not care that much. But like our mentality is that we need to double check. There are some things that if you avoid checking it now, you might struggle in the future. So my mentality is I would better spend 1 hour more, but I will choose the right product. So it's kind of, and it comes maybe from some uncertainty about particular situations, because we are kind of always trying to see the depth behind the particular cases. So not that I do not trust him, but there might be some things, and I need to find out them all. I need to be sure. And there actually was something. The gears did not work. So when we started to ride, like we leased the bike, we paid the money, and then I decided to switch the gears. I didn't check it, and they didn't work, and we had to come back. Okay. So my gears didn't work. He was fine, but he fixed it. He took off the back wheel, and he fixed it all, and it was perfectly fine. Yeah. But this particular case says the difference about our cultures. We maybe we are not so truthful. We need to verify people. We are kind of maybe a little bit distant, which is not a particularly bad thing. But if we acquire friendship, it's quite strong. Yeah. So that's I think one of the peculiarities. Like if I was in England before and at the exchange program, people are very friendly. They're different. They smile. They enjoy, take part in small talk.
And English humor is very famous.
Yeah, and in Ukraine, if you smile at others, it might be strange if you don't know the person.
Hey.
Yeah, because we kind of like in Finland, we are a little bit more restricted, so we tend to enjoy communication with people we know, but with those we don't know, we tend to be more restricted. Yeah. So that's also one of the differences.
Yeah, of course. This explains that how you are looking at something that you really are trying to buy, and you have been trained in a way that you have to be, careful and very much in a position to understand it, and satisfy yourself, for example, which is very good. It gives an idea that this is some kind of a way of life.
Yeah, there's also one interesting scene is when we do groceries, for example. Yeah. We do not pick the first package on the shelf. We take the second one because the first one might not be as good as the second one. It's kind of a peculiarity.
I think this is a very good example that you have shared here because in the shelf management systems. Normally, whenever the shelves are here, the idea is that the front one have the
lowest expiry
dates, and the back ones are, for example, have the longest expiry date. But of course, it depends,
Yeah, of course, depends on the product,
how fast you're consuming, and things like that. But also. Yeah. So you have decoded the...
we
is
have.
It in the tradition?
It's a tradition, yeah. We as Ukrainians have decoded that.
So do they place anything in the front row in the Ukraine or not?
No, they place, but people sometimes they take the front, they place it outside, they take the second one, they place the second one in the basket, and the first one goes.
That's amazing. That's very good to know. Very good to know. I think that's... Yeah, but of course, it's so amazing to know about these cultures and histories and the background. It's unique, and it always adds value to your personality.
Definitely.
When you are experiencing. As you mentioned that you have been to England, and of course you experience little different perspectives of human behaviors, and that's very important. I was in England once, and I was waiting to catch a bus from London to Manchester.
Oh, okay.
So I was in a kind of a queue to, I was hungry of like, let's grab a sandwich and then grab to the bus. So I was in a queue. And living in Finland, your personalities are kind of changing. Or maybe you are, as you said, that when you make a decision, you have to be very calculative.
Yeah, exactly.
In that sense. So I was trying to calculate different perspective when I was choosing a sandwich. Okay, what it will suit me, so it took like a few seconds or minutes. Okay, but there was this senior lady behind me, and she was also in the queue. And then suddenly the sentence that came from her is like, just like a man, you cannot decide. And I'm like, oh no, yeah, I would need to decide quickly. So I took a decision and then I quickly move away. So of course, different cultures and different way of life, and everything is so beautiful in their own ways, to learn from them.
That's true.
But since we are talking about the cultural adjustment and understanding, so I think you have moved to Finland on your exchange semester, which is amazing thing that you have done it. How are, for example, your initial experiences in Finland, and is there any challenge that you have faced, for example, here? And could you give some example? What kind of challenge that you feel like it's a challenge? Maybe it's not a challenge, let's say.
It's always difficult for me to move to a new place, like for the first week, because you need to get settled.
Yeah.
You need to unpack, you need to get used to your apartment, to get used to your roommates if you live with some other people. You need to choose places where you will buy groceries, where you will eat. Like you need to identify all these things, and it can be difficult. Some people enjoy like this ambiguity, but I like I like the structure. I like to have some kind of routine, not like very very routine life, but so that's it's a little bit more organized and planned. And I mentioned that I don't like the ambiguity. So for the first week, it was difficult just to adjust to everything. I thought that like maybe the room is not that nice. I wish it was better. The furniture is kind of old, but with time you kind of get used to it, and you start to see other things. The furniture is still old, but I met amazing people, amazing roommates, and like the nature is beautiful here. The forest is just 5 minutes away from where I live.
That's amazing.
So you just need to find different aspects, but it takes time for me. So it's kind of when I first get here, I'm not very happy. Let's put it like this. And also maybe because of the long travel. It's like 24 hours, maybe more. To travel. So you're kind of tired and you need to adjust to everything. So you are not in a good position to judge. So there was like the difficult part was the first week. After that I got used, and now it's like sometimes difficult situations, but like these are mostly difficult occasions, not like particular thing that Finland so as a country makes these difficult things for me.
I think it's kind of I think it's lifestyle and expectations. Let's put it that way. Also, which I understand from your point of view is that when you're a student, when you're traveling somewhere, everything almost is new, and then of course within that culture, you are experiencing different cultures as your partners and the standard of living, for example. But overall, when we talk about the accessibility to the nature, to the people, to the basic needs, it's very, very doable, very accessible in that sense. But let me now bring you to the interesting part. How about the language? Are you speaking Finnish at all now?
I can say more kiitos. To be honest, that's the end. Maybe one more word, but I forgot it. So not very good at Finnish as of this moment. It's quite. It's very different from English.
But at least you are kind of. I think it's difficult.
Yeah, it is.
I think I can completely agree with that. But at the same time, it's you have made a good progress, and not many people do such progress as well.
All right, At least I can go to the store. Say 2 words, and I'm fine.
It will always help. And I think everyone likes it.
Definitely.
If I were in Ukraine, if I say some nice word like thank you, and
I would be glad to hear that.
Yeah, very happy to know that in that sense. So. And I think this is one very good part of the language. But the more you mingle with the local community, it's better to know more. But now, since you are here, Anton, about your education, you know that the academic situation is evolving. The job markets are evolving. We are facing very new technologies, emerging technologies at the very same time. How are you experiencing your education perspective? What kind of growth opportunities you are aiming or visioning for your future from your education?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. So, to that, the education is transforming. That's quite true, especially with the explosion of artificial intelligence. It has changed quite a lot. When I was at school, there were no AI. So if you're struggling with some question, you need to find out it like using Google, which is okay. It's still like it's not the worst thing, of course. Before that, you need to go to the library, open the book, and find it in the book. Yeah. But now it's a lot easier. So you just get like you have an assistant just to the right or to the left of you, and you can ask him any question and get the answer. It may not be as precise, but it's still the answer. It kind of can help you navigate in the way, which has definitely transformed it. So now it's in a way it's simpler to study, and also in a way it's difficult because it's easier because you can just give the task to ChatGPT and he will do it somehow.
Yeah,
it will
like
do
as
it
an
somehow.
assistant.
But at the same time, if you want to learn something, you need to kind of to stop doing that, and you need to find motivation to be disciplined enough to do it yourself. So that is one way it's changing.
Yeah.
As for the question, what I want to learn from from educational background.
From this changing altogether, this AI involvement in the education, yes.
Yeah, so I think that education is like as far as I see, it's more about theory. There is some practice, but of course you cannot propose like all of the practice. You need to learn some theory. Yeah. But I want to just a little bit understand maybe the field. So when I finish my studies, I want to at least have some understanding of what career is like for me. If I, for example, choose to be an economist or I choose to work in a bank, what it is like, what tasks I am exposed to. So these are the things I would like to learn. And of course, practical skills are very important. I think sometimes they're even more important than theory. Things even if you don't know theory, when you just exposed to something practically, you will have to learn this theory anyway. It's like when you don't know how to cook and you didn't read any book, you just start cooking and then you find that there are some ratios. I need to know ratios.
So that's something needed to be aided in that sense.
Very well. That's the things I kind of wish to learn. Some practical knowledge and some theory behind what the job is like.
Perfect. Good to know that. That brings me to another question here that you have been studying in your home country, right? And then now you are studying in Finland. How's the difference? What is the difference that you have found in Finland as compared to your home country education?
Great question. Important thing to note is that we in Ukraine we now study at my university in Sumy we study online just because it's quite dangerous to study offline. So and of course the whole experience differs a lot because here I'm studying in person, and I see lots of classmates. I go to university every day, so the experience is much different. But overall, what I see is that there are more practical applications. Like we have a subject called risk management. It's just mostly about practice. So it's Dr. Blair Baldwin is in charge of this subject. He does all the teaching, and we have quite a lot of practical tasks like debates on like legal debates, for example. It was recently where we explore different cases, like legal cases regarding businesses or individuals. And it is very helpful because after all, if I don't go to the law school, how would I know how to deal in this situation?
How to debate?
Say I built my business and now somebody wants to sue me. Of course, we don't want that, but everything can happen, and I'm kind of equipped to do that a little bit. Of course, not the professional, but I know at least some abstract behind this. And that's very important. It's like these practical skills. That's what I found meaningful to me.
I think this is kind of course, with the situation that you have to be online, getting online education. But how about the time before the situation that we are facing now? You were physically. Did you get the physical education?
Sadly, no.
Okay.
So I started online.
Okay, from the
the very beginning.
Yeah, understandable. But then, of course, these are all experiences that we are sharing here. And would you like to now take me to, if you feel like, what is the one academic achievement that you are very proud of at this moment?
Mm-hmm. So not in Finland, but overall. Overall.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. Let me think.
Yeah.
Just for a second. I think that there are a lot of research and scientific work, especially at our university, like courseworks, things like that. Yeah. And I think I'm starting to, I feel a lot more confident with that. Like I can gather some data, edit it in Excel, and give it as a research paper. Yeah. Because before that, I didn't know what the research paper is, the structure, like how to acquire data, how to cite, how to do references, and now everything is I learned it through experience. Yeah. I when again coming back to England, we had a task to write a coursework on the subject. What was the subject? Global economic environment.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were explained how to do it, but still, it's not enough. You need to do it yourself. So when I decided to write my research just 1 week before the deadline, not a good thing to do, but okay. It was quite intense. I opened some videos. I decided to dig into Excel, but to be honest, I feel a lot more confident after doing that. And the research looks pretty nice. Like it's not professional, but I'm still quite happy that I was able to conduct some kind of analysis.
I think this is one kind of attitude as well, research, because most of the time we tend to do some promises that may be possibilities, when you make any project. But the research gives you a very different perspective. You go and research and try to understand that what has been the contribution in the past, how have things evolved, how have the processes evolved, what were the correct processes, how the processes have changed according to the needs and wants, for example, in any kind of organization. Let's say, just an example, research plays a very important role in that sense, and I can really get your point that why it is the most important aspect of your whole academic journey so far. Yeah.
Analyze the depth. You you do, especially in economics, you acquire some statistics behind it, the numbers, which is important, like to understand where the facts come from.
And having said that, do you think should we just rely on AI? Should we just rely on ChatGPT to tell, or let's say whatever AI tool we have, if we are talking about the research, or should we go beyond that and do some more academic findings and understanding and reading ourselves to know more about, to contribute more into the research?
Definitely, at this point, AI is not enough. It may evolve in the future to the point that it's like it can conduct a thorough analysis. Let's see. But as of this moment, it's more of an assistant. So you need to do. It can help you plan. It can help you refine some text. It can help you say, do the references. But the main job, of calculating, of presenting facts, of presenting assumptions, arguments, it should be done by you. And ChatGPT is just an assistant that can help you. You can just give him the documents, proofread it, correct some mistakes, and it will do it very accurately most of the time. Of course, depending on the prompt, depending on the model. But it's a great tool. I think we should utilize it. We should not avoid it, but we should use it rationally. We should not just blindly give the prompts such as write me a research paper on how economics have evolved over the past 10 years, and you just copy and paste. And it will not do that because it provides answers in chunks. It has some limitations of word tokens, so you still cannot generate the full text, which is, I think it is good.
Wonderful. I think it's a very, very important point that you have mentioned here. I think
Definitely.
It's very important for other generations, young generation especially, to know that how to best utilize those supporting assistant in that way. And you be in the front always, just not relying on those tools, for example. But of course, using them is always an advantage.
Definitely.
Very good. Good talk about the academic. Now, of course, there's a life beyond the academic as well. Now I want you to take you to an area where you spend your time socializing and integrating with other circle, your social circle, for example. So how is your student life outside of academic? How do you socialize with people? What you like to do, for example? Tell me something about that as well.
Here in Finland, the social life is a lot more active. Back in Ukraine, of course, as we study online, it's not very active. It's mostly me being on my own and like once a week meeting with friends. But here it's a lot more interesting. Like I met two great people, Pierre and Samuli.
Wonderful.
We go to sauna with Samuli because he's a Finnish.
Sauna is the one important subject here. Yes.
I like it very much because we also have sauna in Ukraine.
Okay.
And it's great. Like it's a great way to socialize. It's just great experience. It's also good for your health.
It is.
I also go to the gym, like not frequently, but when I feel like it. I go for a hike because there is great forest. I do cycling.
Wow.
I just explore the city. So there are so many things to do when you're exposed to the new environment. And one important thing is that I speak in English and my mentality changes. Like I don't know people here.
Okay.
So it's interesting to explore them and I don't feel very restricted. But back in Ukraine, I know what the people responses. I know how they feel. So you are not very willing to learn something new because you seem to know everything and you are not as open to the public because you know how people think in this particular culture, how they behave. But here you can explore different aspects. You can try be open, you can try be more restricted, you can just experiment and see the people's reaction. So you do not have any, what is it called, like pre-assumptions probably, about specific cases, about how people behave, etc. And that is very important. That's what enables me to be more passionate about learning the culture.
Great. I think that's one thing is very positive that I have learned here from you, for example, is that you really need to explore the places and also people.
Definitely.
So you have to come out of the shell, for example.
Yeah.
Which is very important as well.
You should not live in a cocoon.
No, never. And I think this particular conversation, it's a very important topic that I'm going to talk about next is, how is nowadays to the youth generation, because there has been a lot of accessibility to the social media. There's a lot of access to media channels. There are different ways of media outlet nowadays. Of course, every media outlet provide different segment on macro and micro level as well. Now, this evolvement or evolving social media is also bringing some challenges. So, for example, loneliness and mental well-being as well. So, how do you see in today's interconnected world or digital platform or digital connections that we have, having that all kind of platform, how one can overcome the challenges of being not lonely or overcome the mental health? Because this is also very important, that how much access we have to those social media and different media outlets. What do you think about that?
That's a wonderful question. I think we should talk to people in person more. So talk to them directly, not in social media, but try to socialize. As of now, it's difficult in Ukraine due to some danger that may arise. But here in Finland, for example, or in other countries where the situation is stable, you should try not to chat, but to go and see person. You will feel better. You can have the eye contact. I think the problem with loneliness is that the social media is kind of, even though you see the experiences, you are the observer. You are not the one who actively takes part in this communication. So it's important to get out of your comfort zone, because it is, of course, it's easier to chat than to speak in person, because you have time to think. You can you can correct yourself. You do not have to speak in real time. You don't have to see a person's eyes. But after all, when you decide to go away from that comfort zone, you will feel better and you will feel less lonely. Yeah. Probably to find a passion you enjoy, because most of the people, they do things they do not like doing. That's a problem. We acquire jobs we do not like doing. We are told that we need to go to the gym, but I don't like going. For example, I'm speaking from other person's opinion. I don't like going to the gym. I like just walking. So why not just doing work for yourself? Because after all, moral health is just as important as physical health, and vice versa. You cannot, even if you're physically fit, but you are morally unstable, that's mentally unstable. Sorry, it will not help you overall. Yeah. You need to have these both parts activated. So, for some people, it may be just doing something physically active, but something that you enjoy. You shouldn't really force yourself too much. You should force yourself a little, but not too much. And if you find that something does not give you satisfaction, but it ruins your life even more, you should stop doing that. You should find something else. Yeah. Probably let me calculate. So the first important aspect is direct communication, open communication. The second one is doing the things you like, doing the job you like, finding hobbies you like. Of course, it's good when your job is your hobby, that you can do it even, of course you cannot live without getting paid, but you can do it as a hobby, even if it's not paid. I'm just willing to do it. Of course, not every day it will be routine after all, but you still in long term, you still want to do it. So find a job or hobby that you find interesting. And the third one is doing something physically active, something that you enjoy. You don't have to force yourself.
Yes, understandable. And these all areas that you just mentioned, Anton, they are so good for any person to apply in their life. Have you ever faced the loneliness due to the social media or due to your engagement into different digital platforms? Have you ever faced such scenario?
I wouldn't say that I'm a big social media influencer as myself. I can run other people's accounts, but I do not post a lot. I can just scroll through these, but it's just mostly just to to spend some time.
Hobby in that sense,
So sometimes I do feel loneliness, but not of social media, just due to the lack of communication in Ukraine. But I since it's been for a long time, I got used to do some things, on myself, which is also nice. You shouldn't always rely on somebody else to start something, because some people, they cannot go to the gym without your friend, but you should be both. You should feel yourself comfortable when you do something autonomously and when you do something collectively.
Yes. Correct. Very well said. And I think when we talk about this changing environment which are influencing, now again, that brings me to an area, because we are talking about youth, we are talking about career aspirants, those who want to really build a career based on the experiences. You have known that the job market is changing. There are new jobs emerging, and the existing jobs are getting away, and of course the technology plays some role. But at the same time, the new jobs are also very interesting, because it is creating a more divergent market, for example. Do you worry about that?
About new jobs emerging?
About new jobs.
I don't think we should be worried. I think it's just the evolution. the thing of evolution. Yes, of course, some of the jobs, they are not as needed anymore because we have AI, we have machines that can do that instead of you. But it's a good thing. We can do something that we can enjoy more. We don't have to do some physical. We do not do much physically nowadays. It's mostly like mental work, which is in one way it's good because you don't have to force yourself physically. You don't have to break your muscles, like to strain them all the time. But at the same time, we kind of now lack in physical activity. But you can compensate for that. But overall, I think that's a nice thing that the new jobs are emerging. And now you can just, for example, you can control how AI behaves in some areas. If it's like, let's say you're an assistant, online assistant in a store, you can just employ AI assistant and see how it behaves. You can just give some prompts so that it can respond naturally to the request. Of course, you should take part because it's not very good from the customer perspective, and you see that AI replies to you. But if it does it well, which sometimes is the case, that's just a good thing. Then you don't need 10 assistants. You just need one who will look after how the AI behaves, and it's wonderful.
But for example, for example, how are you preparing to adapt the changing market, or the change that is coming? Do you do something about that thing, or are you waiting that what change will come and then I can respond as a personality? What do you do, for example?
I definitely try to learn something at this point, and I think learning AI is a good thing because after all, I now see that many jobs now involves AI, like coding. There is a term now, vibe coding. When you code without having a coding knowledge, you just ask large language models how to do that. It's not always optimal, but still, it's kind of the direction we're heading towards, that you just need to be good at prompting, to good at asking questions and understanding. You should understand, but not very deeply. You should understand like the overall picture, how it works. You should be able, for example, coming back to the code example, you should be able to read the code to understand the concept, but you don't really have to write every and each line yourself. You can just ask the AI assistant to do that. So the way I'm preparing is I try to learn artificial intelligence as much as possible.
As much as you possible.
And try it in different fields.
Okay, And having said that, you have other hobbies as well that you are already getting income out.
My part-time job actually just involves that.
Yes.
Our goal is to optimize all the processes by using artificial intelligence.
Very good.
For example, this particular week, this sprint, I am assigned to do some coding. I'm not a software engineer. I have taken some courses on Python a long time ago, but just for my interest.
Yes.
But so I can read, but I cannot write each and every line. But still, I was able to do some things like to extract YouTube comments, to extract YouTube video metadata, YouTube channel metadata, just by asking AI how to do that, and using some open source libraries. So I didn't really have to code. I just needed to
arrange the codes.
Just give good prompts. So I'm like a manager. I'm just managing AI, managing answers from Google, and just putting it all together.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That you don't need to know coding to apply coding.
Definitely.
That's an amazing thing.
Yeah, of course you cannot write very complex things. Definitely you need coding at this point, but it's evolving. And a few years ago, we couldn't do even that, and now it's possible.
Yeah, and it's so convenient,
It is.
And it's like extracting the data. Then, of course, you are studying the data, for example.
Yeah.
So, when you extract the comments, then you're going to review the data. Did you do that as well? Analyze the data?
Not yet. So, as of this moment, we just need to come up with it's called Lambda function that we can just access through UI, user interface. Yeah, and then we'll somehow analyze and use this data.
Wonderful. Good to know that. Yeah. Good to know that, hey, if you are planning to do some kind of coding or any kind of a skill set that you want to apply in your career, there are always smart ways to do that. So you don't really need to push yourself, for example, into a very deep corner that you should be master of that thing. you should spend 4 years in learning coding and then only you can come into the field. Of course, you can be expert in that field, but of course, at this moment, since we have so much accessibility to the tools, that we can actually help ourselves. Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm kind of learning your journey, I mean, at the very young age, you have been studying, facing challenges as well. At the very same time, you have been exchange student to different places, and you have been gaining those experiences. And in Finland as well, your journey is kind of is inspiring to young people who are yet to start their career. If you reflect your journey, what are the key lessons that you would like to position here for the future generation, or the kids which are actually trying to explore their field?
Great questions.
Yeah.
First of all, don't be afraid. Like, it's good to try, even if you don't like it. It's not for long term. It's just say 1 semester, or like you can just apply for 1 semester only, like 6 months, and just see if you like it. Because I was also hesitant whether it fits me, whether I can live on by myself, whether I can find friends, whether I can adapt to a new environment. But you cannot guess everything. You just need to try. And when you try, you will have two answers. Either I like it or I don't like it. And if you like it, it's very great.
Yeah.
You can proceed. If you don't like it, you can explore other things, which is definitely not bad because you gained experience still. The second point is English. It's important to have maybe not like being advanced in English, but having like intermediate level so that you can communicate and understand other people. Yes. Otherwise, you will be struggling just with that part, and it will be difficult to communicate, understand classes. So it will just make your life harder. Yes. So if you want to prepare, I would say it's good to learn English. It's also good to start communicating with other people. I would say if you are very restricted in communication, if you are introvert, it's better to. Of course, it's difficult, but it's a good idea to engage into some communications.
Yes.
Because after all, this is what helps you in a new environment, especially if you come by yourself from the country, or if you live with other people. It's very important to communicate. And at this era, we cannot do like. I think it's been for a long time. We cannot do everything ourselves. Yeah. You can succeed in one field, but you cannot be great at everything. You cannot organize business just by yourself. Yeah. You still rely on other people. And it's very important at this point of time to be a good communicator. Yeah. To behave nicely to others and just to be a good person. Yeah. Yeah. And so that is also the third point I would like to mention is that try to speak up. Try to
contact.
Try to contact. Try to not to be restricted, but to be a little bit
open-minded in that sense.
Yeah. And I think be prepared for challenges, but not being afraid of them. Of course, there are challenges, and we cannot avoid them. Especially if you go to another country, there will be certain challenges. Yeah. But treat them as experience, as valuable experience. Yeah. Because if you overcome these challenges, the rest of the journey will be like quite easy to you. It will be wonderful.
I think it's these all 3 points that you talk about very important. I think this is all if we think about these points, because what I see is that of course the new generation which is emerging, which is very intelligent as well, but at the same time scared as well because of the situations and how the situation is emerging. Do you think we should live in the present than to worry about the future?
Whoa, that's a wonderful question. You should think about the future, but also enjoy the present conditions you have. The thing is, sometimes we achieve success and we don't look back. We not like enjoy succeeding. We do not like do a summary of what I have achieved. So you go through a difficult path, but when you achieve something, you kind of, all right, let's try something new. Like you kind of forget that you have gone through a good path. So I think before starting thinking about the future, we need to think what we have achieved from the past up to the present situation. And it will just give you some motivation, and then you can plan future plans.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't. It's a good thing to do some risk management, to analyze risks.
Yeah.
So that's not to do some big situation, like weird situations. Like say, I will travel somewhere and I will not organize any hotels, anything.
Yeah.
It's not good. You should plan at least something. Otherwise, you will feel you will end up in not a very good situation.
Yeah,
most likely.
Scheduling and planning is important at the same time.
But sometimes we just start to think about things we have no control over. And I think it's just not worth thinking about the things we have no control over, especially when they're in the distant future, because you just stresses yourself. It stresses you mentally. And from this perspective, we should enjoy the present life and we should think about the future. But when you know that if you don't think about it, you will have some bad consequences.
Yeah.
If you have no control over the future conditions, it's not worth thinking about them much.
Very understandable. Very understandable. Are you happy about your journey so far?
Yes, I am. I don't regret coming here. It's been wonderful. I met, as I said, many people. I enjoyed many activities like going to sauna, hiking, cycling. I still want to swim in the lake when it's a little warmer.
Yeah.
I want to explore some national parks. I want to go to some Scandinavian countries, at least one, apart from Finland. But so far, it's been a great journey. And even if it stops right at this point, just let's assume it, I will be happy and I wouldn't regret that I took part in it.
Is there one thing that you would like to, if you were given an option to change something from the past?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'm happy with. Of course, there may have been some mistakes, but this is an experience for me, and we shouldn't regret the past. What has happened is what happened. We shouldn't think about it because we cannot change it. Sometimes people look back and say, "Oh, I should have done that. I could have done this," but you should live, as we talked, present, future. Past is good just to gain some experience, but it's not worth considering all the time and sitting, "Oh, I should have done differently 5 years ago. I should have done another major." We should stick from what we have now.
Yeah.
Even if you did something like very wrong, you can still fix it. Yeah. There is nothing unsolvable in this world.
Yeah, that is very, very powerful.
Yeah.
That is very important. That do not worry. If you keep living in the past, how will you embrace the present and the future?
Absolutely.
And that is very important, that it's okay what happened and not to worry about, or not to complain about, like, I wish I should have or could have changed something in that sense.
Yeah.
My last question would be, do you miss home?
I wouldn't say so, because it's not been a long time. It's been just 1 month, and I know that I will still come back to home, so I do not miss it at this point. Not that I don't want to come back, but I feel that I need to enjoy where I am now, and I will have time to come back to my home and to enjoy it even more.
Perfect. Good to know that. Thank you so much, Anton.